Hey, what's up, people? What's up? What is up? What's good in the hood? 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 Sean Doe to my peeps. A Sean Doe to my peeps. What's up, y'all? I'm sorry, y'all. I am actually oh, let me bring my boy T on. You ready, T? T, are you there? Are you frozen, T? Put a thumbs up if you're ready. Giving you the real T. Oh boy. I don't know if he's frozen. I think he's frozen. Oh boy. Anyway, y'all, what's going on? People, my people, my people. What the hell is going on? What's going on? Y'all, I'm sorry, y'all, if I'm not looking at y'all, I apologize. But that is because I am literally, as we speak, putting the finishing touches on my shoot on my insecure thumbnail. My thumbnail for the show Insecure. And so yeah, that's what I'm doing as we speak. Oh boy, what did I just do? Anyway, um, yo, we got some stuff to talk about. Hey, everybody that's coming in the room, Volvo, Danny, KER Vixen, Foy. You ready, Terrence? Put a thumbs up. Okay. Monk Chip, what's good, Monk Chip? What's up, my love? Monk Chip. Child, the crabs was good. Thank you, my love. Exquisite. China Black, what's up, Danny? Um, hey everybody, y'all know we got some stuff to talk about. The people wanted me to talk about some stuff today, and we'll do that. We'll spill some tea like only we can. Anyway, um, we'll do that. We'll make it work, make it happen. Um, what I was gonna say, what's good, Terrence?
Child still reeling from this damn episode, baby. I
Oh,
like that episode. That episode was good.
child, child. Ooh, my listen. I ain't gonna give away what I said in my review, child. But we gonna talk about some stuff. Did everybody? Did you check my email? You know what? I used your email, Terrence, to send everybody their email, and then forgot to put you in the email. But yeah.
Nigga, I was wondering why I got to I said, he invited me twice. Let me see what's going on up here. Hey,
So
Danny. Hey, Munchip. What's going on, y'all? Child.
hey, Michelle's daughter. Yeah, we're gonna get a little messy up in here. Let me start by saying allegedly. I should make that my banner. Let me put up my banner first of all. But let me say I should change my name to just allegedly so the people won't see it, even though most of the alleged stuff is real. It's real in these streets, y'all. But it's gonna get a little messy. Just a tad bit. Just a little bit.
Well, I'm here for the messiness. Let's hear, honey.
A little bit. Um, so well, what did you think of the episode?
I thought the episode was good. I thought it was well done. I thought it was balanced. But I will say this: I understand how Molly feels about Issa and this bud friendship that she trying to have. I don't know. I understand why Issa trying to do it, but
I'm with Molly on it too. Only because my friends are my friends and they can't be your friends.
right, right.
I'm just saying that's just how I roll.
And I don't know. I just feel like she still, in some ways, kind of holds a torch for him. Not that I could blame her, because I would too, baby. And
You talk about the Lawrence.
it's messy, yeah. And I feel Molly is messy when it don't have to be.
Well, what did you think about what Molly said to her at the end?
Listen, she kept it real in a way with her where I could understand her feeling some type of way about it. But if it was me, myself personally, and that was my best friend, and she kept it that real with me, even if it would have made me feel some kind of way, I know where it's coming from. That's what I'm saying.
Because Molly and Issa, for those people who don't know, we are talking about Insecure first. And as you know, the season premiere of season 4 happened tonight. And we're talking about Issa and Molly. Two of the Issa's the main character, Molly's her best friend. Y'all, you know, they've had falling outs going all the way back to season 1.
Right.
So you know they do this, and so you expect this. But the way they started this episode saying, "Oh, I don't fuck with that whole Molly," it seems a little more like there was a little more punch to it. There was a little more
Right.
stank on there, a little more
Right.
It was one of them. Nah, don't bring her up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
now I'm gonna be real honest with you. I'm gonna probably totally blame Issa for this because that's what Issa does. She fucks shit up.
Well, she do. She do.
Issa does. She fucks shit up.
She do.
So she always finds a way to fuck shit up. Now I'm a member of the Lawrence Hive. I will say that up front. I'm a member of the Lawrence Hive. I've always been Team Lawrence
Me too.
from get go. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I don't know. Now, how that we'll get back to that, but the first thing that stuck out to me was I just felt awkward looking at Amanda Seals because I just can't stand Amanda Seals at all. I think she's the worst part of any part of people in my generation. And Amanda Seals, I hate her character on the show. I hate her real life person, the actual actress herself. So seeing Amanda Seals irks my spirit. I don't know.
I deal with Amanda Seals. I deal with her. You're not the only person who felt that way. Like, a lot of people hate her ass on the real. They don't want her bitch ass up there.
Yeah, I can't stand Amanda Seals. She's what's wrong with Black America.
I agree. I agree.
The cat's me out. Did you get the link? Did I send it to him? I don't know. Cat's me out.
I can't remember because I saw it all up here. Let me see.
Here you go. I can't remember. I can't keep up.
Really good. Johnny Quest. Yeah, you did. I see his thing up here.
I cannot keep up. Anyway, now my second thing was so that was my thing, and so her messy act because remember they had the big blow up. Her and Kelly had the big blow up the end of last season for the baby shower.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like her messy ass absolutely purposely set Lawrence up with what's the girl name?
Kalanda, I believe. You know what? She made it seem that way with the way that she just blurted it out like it won't nothing. Oh, it's okay, but it's okay. And they looking at each other like, bitch, it's not okay. Like,
because she didn't even go as far as to tell Kalanda anything about this.
Yeah.
Especially, and then when Kalanda went to see Lawrence and and Kalanda was, and I said this in my review, she asked the right question up front. How long was y'all together? Because if I find out about your ex, my next question is, how long was y'all together? Because that's going to let me know real fast
Mm-hmm.
how serious that thing was. And
Mm-hmm.
when she said, "Oh, we put a thumbs up when you're ready," sis. All right. When she said 5 years, Kalanda was taken back. Like, wait, what?
Hey, boo.
Hey, love.
Hey, I was gonna come on after I did my review because I'm getting ready to do my review for Insecure, but y'all are talking
Go
about
do
it
your review.
now. So,
Go do your review.
but I don't want to miss the conversation. If
Oh,
I
let
do
her
the
say
review and I come back, y'all might be talking about something else.
Oh, okay. We can always talk about something else. Let's do this. You go do your review. We're gonna pause insecure. We're gonna talk a little come up, drag a little bit, because you
Yeah, because
don't
I don't
want
watch
to
that
come
show.
up. Okay. Go do your
Hey,
review.
Long Chip.
Okay, we ain't got time. Go do your review so you can come back. Got to get you focused.
right.
So y'all put a bookmark because we still got some stuff to unpack.
Yes, a
Y'all
lot.
put a bookmark in insecure. All right, we'll be back. Now this fuckery and fuck shit. You know
Oh
we
my,
on the same page. I'm Team Mitch. I'm sorry,
me
it's a
too.
cold thing. I'm Team Mitch.
Me too.
Y'all call me whatever y'all want to call me. I'm Team
And
Mitch.
I understand. I get where Scotty is coming from. Trust me, it's the same situation how it was with Basketball Wives. When Tammy went up and told about how Evelyn could have possibly slept with Shaq. And she's known that for years. And everybody wanted to be mad at Tammy about it and and not blame Jennifer. It was the same situation then as this is now. It don't matter what was said. At the end of the day, just like if me and you were sitting up talking, I don't know you from a can of paint. I'm probing you and probing you, and you finally decide to tell me. Like, what am I getting out of sitting down with Chance and saying, well, girl, you know I done talked to Teddy, and Teddy walking around here talking about that y'all done had a one night stand and the booty was trash and da 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 da. There's nothing gonna come out of that but drama, controversy, and mess.
Pretty much.
So it's like I'm not understanding what people aren't getting. I understand Mitch shouldn't have said nothing, but at the end of the day, Justin shouldn't have been no messy ass bottom pulling that messy ass move. Won't nothing
Look,
good gonna come out of that.
my thing about it is this. I don't give two flying fucks what the fuck was said. I am of the, maybe I'm old school like this. I am of the belief I was taught this by my grandmother. There is nothing that someone should be able to say out of their mouth to
Right,
make you put your hands on them.
right,
What that simply means is that person got the best of you
right,
intellectually and verbally, and you
right.
have no other recourse because you don't have the intellectual stamina and wherewithal to combat that person. So
Yep,
you feel like your only recourse to get back at that person is to put hands on them.
yep.
And see, the dangerous part of that is once you put your hands on someone, you have opened up Pandora's box, and that
Mhm.
person can blow you off the face of the earth.
Yep.
You cannot just slap somebody and then say, but you can only slap me this hard back. No, bitch. You
Mm.
opened up Pandora's box, and bitch, I might take a bat and have you in the hospital somewhere, or I might have you to fuck Maine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's good, Ty? Ty,
My
let me
whole
know if you want to
thing,
come in.
my whole
Just
thing with
wait.
Chance was this. You want to sit up and say, oh, he talked with his hands. And so he was doing this with his
He was
hands.
talking with his hands.
Thank you. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. It's okay for you to sit up and talk your shit. Like, and I say it all the time, you can't do wrong to somebody and tell them how mad to get. You can't. And you can't do wrong to somebody and then try to dictate how they get back at your ass, which is my whole thing with this court, with him getting the law involved. Now, myself personally, I won't raised in the hood. I won't. I was a
I
suburb.
was. I was.
But even then, one thing I never could get into was somebody, oh, you gonna hit me? Fine, I'm gonna fix you. I'm gonna call the police. For what? For what? I'm on. Listen, I get it. You can't do wrong to somebody and tell them how mad to get. But the whole police. Listen, I would have just much rather him knuckled the fuck up. Bitch, let me see. Bitch, meet me down to the park. All these parks that we got out here, he could have easily said, yo, come meet me so we can handle this shit one-on-one and just get it over with. Versus you calling the boys in blue. I'm not with that shit.
Well, my thing about it is this. I don't think he was serious about that. I refuse to believe. I think that was just something um that he said for the television. But I will say this: if you don't hit nobody, you don't got to have no reason for nobody calling the police on you.
That's true. That's true.
If
That's true.
you don't put your hands on that young man, you ain't got nothing to worry about.
That's
And the
true.
other thing that pissed me off was, don't tell me, well, this is what you signed up for. No, bitch, you do not sign up for people to put their hands on you. That's
Uh,
not a part of the that's not a part of what we signed up for. Nope.
yep. I
That's not a
agree.
part of the agreement.
I
And they were
agree.
just sitting up there acting like, well, you need to just take that on the chin and just understand that that's what it is. No, bitch.
Mm-mm.
No,
No.
absolutely not.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Absolutely not. And Roy Rage Rhonda with her windmilling, baby, she looked like
That took me
a
out.
6-year-old girl out there. She
That
looked
took
like
me
she was
out.
on the playground.
I said you did all that shit talking, all of that huffing and puffing in your chest, took off your goddamn shirt to get beat the fuck up, and you straight up windmilling out here.
But the thing about it is, but the thing about it is, um, the thing about it is, we said this before we even saw him
Mm-hmm.
fight. I had already called it. I said, "You look like a bitch who can't fight." That's why you
Yeah,
see him in the gym all the time.
we all
I had
did.
already knew it. Jonathan said, "Let me interrupt for a second. Why is Karan on live got Kid and Chance going at it with O'Neal?" I can't. I already know my brain cells. I had enough of that
That's
for
my
tonight.
issue with Karan. He's such a damn amateur, if I've ever seen it. Like, this is such amateurish behavior, and this is why this shit will never get picked up by nothing major. They're always going to be YouTube based because it's very starter shit. Like, why are you even? You're the producer. You're supposed to be saying it in the background, bitch. We not supposed to be seeing you up here keeping up the. But I mean, I guess
What's up, it's me, D? Hey,
recently
Jonathan, I ain't say
doing
how to
the damn thing.
what's good? Hey, Joyce. Hey, Shawnette. Hey, everybody that's coming in. Y'all know we're going to get to the messy part now. We're going to get to the messy part because I got some tea to spill on these good clock sisters here. We'll get there in a second. We got some tea.
Okay. These producers are so messy, real childish. Exactly. It's very amateurish, Jonathan. It's
All right,
very
I need you.
amateurish. And I'm about to
And the
just
thing about it is, and I said this in my review, y'all too busy doing shit y'all ain't got no business doing, like the live that he did yesterday, that y'all not even handling the business of what it is your job is as producer. Because that whole conversation that Montel had should have been had off camera between producer and cast member. That's not a conversation that should have ever seen the light of day. It should have never made it off the editing table. But this is the fuck shit and fuckery that we got to deal with. What's up,
Martin?
Hey,
Martin got to be a silent partner somewhere, or either he fucking Karan or something. Because the way he was talking, he sure sounded like somebody that's a producer, executive producer, saying. Like his position is confusing me because from what I heard, he was a messy bitch last season. So now you up here and you want to be the Ayala Van Zant this season. It's confusing me.
I don't understand it. But who am I?
Right.
Who the hell am I? But I feel like this entire episode should have never seen the light of day. Like, I was so mad. You ready, Ty? Put up a thumbs up when you ready. What you got going on? What's on this hat?
Mm-hmm.
Or
who? Yes, Black Lives Matter.
What's up, everybody?
What's good? What's good? Yeah, you right. This whole episode was tied and delayed through. I don't know why they put it out.
Ty, with them glasses on, you look like somebody's drunk ass uncle. Okay. You look like somebody's ghetto ass drunk ass uncle.
And it's funny you should say that because my original pair that I actually that were actually prescribed to me, I lost in the club. Not in the club, in the bar. I was fucked up that night, and I swore I put them in my pocket. And so these right here are like $2.99 from the Dollar Tree
That's like
store
you
type
know
of.
you an old ass uncle because only old people buy the reading glasses from out of Walgreens and CVS. Bitch, you old.
I
Bitch,
had
you
to
old.
because it's putting a strain on my fucking eyes.
Because this
So
shit is
Yeah.
not prescription.
they're just magnifiers,
Did you
especially
see?
this
Did you
phone.
see it come up tonight?
Did I see? Yeah, yeah.
How did you feel about that?
It was crazy. It was funny and it was crazy. Um, it's always those, especially with the reality shows, it's always those who are like, "Oh, miss me with the drama," and I'm changing my life this year and this season. I ain't about all the bullshit that. And then before the season is out, trust me, they are chock full up in some damn drama.
Always. Always.
Because it
And
looked like
when Montel becomes the voice of reason, shit
Yeah,
completely south.
he was wrong, first of all, from pumping those little dumb motherfuckers up with all that liquor, and then knowing they are heated and hot and gonna try to resolve this situation when everybody is drunk. I'm like, when the fuck did anything ever go right when you get drunk motherfuckers together who don't like each other? Like
yeah.
he was the main one
And then
responsible
when
for all of that bullshit.
and then when Chance was talking about, oh, well, I'm gonna keep drinking because maybe that's gonna help me calm down. You don't even believe that shit.
He
You
want
said that shit. You let that shit roll off your tongue effortlessly, like you really thought that that was a thing.
he
Like you
was
Right.
really
gearing up. He was gearing up for that shit.
Mm-hmm.
He was gearing up for that shit. And his strength in numbers. So him and Roy Rage Rhonda was feeding off each other. And Rhonda, oh God. If
And
anybody
did you
was
see the smoke completely leave him when Mitch was trying to get his ass together and trying to fight him again, and he stood there like a fucking mannequin? Oh, really? That's what you're gonna do to me? Oh, you gonna do that to me? This, that,
but
that, and this. I'm like, where was all the smoke, though,
here's
Rhonda?
one thing. Look, I'm gonna tell y'all the thing that people are missing. Why this is a thing for Chance. I'm gonna tell y'all exactly. Nobody mentions it, but the reason that Chance is upset about this is not because Mitch said that they had a one night stand. It's because who Mitch said it to.
somebody he wanted.
Justin is somebody who Chance wanted to get with.
Mm-hmm.
And so because Mitch said it to him, which put him in a negative light, perhaps with Justin, maybe they was
Mm-hmm.
gonna do a double-sided dildo together or something. I don't know
Yeah,
what
because the way he was women in the night,
but
I refuse to see somebody
that's the
top.
only reason that Chance was upset.
But that episode back when when Justin first flipped on Spanky at the bar, when Spanky left out the bar first, he passed Chance or he passed one is it Chance I'm thinking of? The one who blabbed his mouth the first time about the one night stand?
Oh no, that's Mitch.
When he passed Mitch, he was like, "Oh, he looked familiar." Then he was like, "Oh, but I ain't gonna address that right
But
now."
no, Spanky alluded to that
Yeah,
tonight.
he did.
Yeah, this is the second time.
This is the
So
second time, and I said that. I said, "Now wait a minute,
Mitch
y'all got
is
all that
fucking
shit from Mitch.
everybody.
Mitch must be got dick of death and
Just
cock
the cock of
human
doom.
bitch."
Okay, and that's why
Everybody
Ken
had them
was
people
mad
with.
because he couldn't take it quiet as it's kept. I believe Ken tried to put footprints on the ceiling with his ass too. I honestly believe he did. Why he sit up here trying to act like nah, because he had a studio in the closet, and you know I want about that and da 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 da. Nigga, please. The girl
What
And then
was that,
you can't badmouth
kid?
nobody when at the end of that statement you said, "But when I got back on the bus," like nigga,
right.
like nigga.
Girl, get your life in order.
He probably took a bus to a train and so off and so forth. It's like, come on, man. You went all the way out your way to go up to this child house,
Right.
and it was something that lured you there.
Exactly.
And it probably, oh shit, you can see my mirror in that. It's dirty. Yeah, yeah, they are just so
Child, Mitch is busting them
young.
down, baby.
I'm glad
Nick
I
is
wasn't,
busting them down, ready. They can say whatever they want to say,
even
but baby,
though I'm born and raised in New York. I moved to North Carolina when I was 15, and then moved back to New York when I was 2021. So when I got back to New York, I had came out to my family and stuff like that. So I had intentions on coming back to New York and living my full life, which I
Mhm.
did. But I'm glad during those 15 through 20 years I wasn't in New York. I'm so glad because I think I'd have been out there a little bit more. I'd have knew more people who had more friends. Because when I moved back, even though I was from New York, I was removed from it. So I always moved by myself. I was solo. I didn't have a whole bunch of homo friends and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But I think I think if I'd have stayed in New York, and I hope not, but I think if I'd have stayed in New York, I'd have been one of those homos with a whole bunch of friends and would have stayed in drama and who's fucking to him and who's fucking this one. But I'm glad I
let me
escaped
tell you
that.
something. I don't know, and I said this in my review. I don't know if it's just because of the age of these young men or where they live
Mhm.
because they're from New York or what it is. But it's they all basically think alike. They all
Yeah.
think the fuckery that they have going on, instigating this and instigating that, and all of this tomfoolery, and not being productive members of society at all is where it's at.
Right.
I was that age, I did not think like that.
Me neither.
Maybe I was different, or maybe they're just different. But these motherfuckers be on some other bizarro world ass shit. Cause I sat there when we got to the part with Ken and Chet, I literally sat there like, what the fuck am I looking at?
Me
Like,
too.
this really the conversation?
Me too. That scene was so fucking delayed. I said I could have dealt without that. I'd have much rather dealt with the O'Neal, Mitch, and Spanky scene longer than sitting here dealing with them two queens talking about nothing.
Who? Which
Nothing.
ones?
Chance and Ken, like they talked about absolutely nothing. Nothing.
And that bullshit
Nothing at
ass
all.
photo shoot when they went on
And
that
for
photo
their
shoot.
YouTube channel. But
Yeah.
my whole thing again is you're supposed to be selling all of this makeup and eyelashes and this, that, and the third. Like, and you getting up here doing this for YouTube for nothing ass chance who ain't got shit going on.
And ready
Mama
to
girl
pop
got
off.
her job.
He hearing about all this drama that just happened, and now he want to set up another situation with alcohol and get everybody together so he could see what he's given and all that bullshit. Like that's just another messy situation waiting to happen.
I mean,
Especially once you add alcohol. These young dumb motherfuckers who don't know how to say when and uh, one drink and I'm done. Like
Right,
two and I'm pushing it. I am getting up
right.
there. I'm getting up there in age, but anybody that could throw it back like that and still get themselves home is like amazing to me. But those
Like
two
ain't none of them my
kids,
type of gays. They not my type of gays. I could never chill with them, hang with them, be in the same space or vicinity as them. I'm good. I'm all right. Keep that drama to yourself, baby.
in very short bursts, like if one of them was a co-worker, I could ha ha ha, but
Right.
we can't be
this
friends outside.
also leads me to believe that this stuff is sanctioned by the people who create these things, the producers and executive producers. They're the same brand of fuckery and fucktitude that you see on this type of show, which is why they endorse this shit, which is why they're okay with it.
Mhm.
I'm almost at a walk off point. I'm almost there. It just depends on how I feel. I'm almost at a walk off point.
Well, everybody is proud of you for not going in and letting have on O'Neal. I
I did.
personally was waiting for it.
But
I'm glad.
the snip. the little piece they show from next week that's coming, doesn't it look? Didn't he have somebody on the floor choking
Yeah,
somebody?
saying bitch not playing with me. I don't know who it was though. It
It's,
won't. It won't Mitch.
Hey,
It
Nappy
won't just.
Child. Now, because this is the day that the Lord has made, and I will rejoice and be glad in it.
This is the day that the Lord
Even though,
has
watch
made.
this, I did remake that song when I drug Firecrotch that time, and people, when I said this ain't the day, and I'm not the one. I do remember that remake of that song, but I had to let him live today. And I told that young man, long as you stay your monkey ass the fuck out my comment section, I might continue to let you live. But he doesn't understand. We drag bitches all the time.
Right.
All the time.
Right. Ask King Kane.
Girl.
I'm still waiting to see this video where King Kane has something to say about y'all. Get down, get down, get down.
No, I don't even remember what episode that was.
Ooh.
It was his review for one of the episodes. It was a mess. It was just a whole mess. Where's Puma?
Right here, get on my nerve. Every time I get on the phone, she wanna run up on a nigga.
Child. Anyway, so Nappy Child, see, there you go. Nappy Child and put Debo in the goddamn chat. God damn it. That is the video where Debo did make his first appearance. That's the video where I had the whiteboard and I had to write Debo on there. Just a mess. Just a whole mess. Huh?
I was weak at that. That one had me weak. Every time I watched that, I'd be dying to fucking laughing.
I don't know. I
Then
just
the one with Wiley when you had with the shit all the way on the side.
oh, the one with Wiley where we had to have two. That one too. And we had to spell out fleet for him because he don't know what that looks like because he over here shitting on dicks and shit out in the DMV area. Oh, that's why we did that. See, the thing about it is Wiley painted Rico in the Airbnb in DC for DC Gate. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
Ew. Wiley,
Don't say ill, it's natural. Shit.
No, God.
Yes,
Let me know.
Listen,
it's natural. You go.
I have never had that issue a day in my life, and
Let
I've
me
been
know when you're ready backstage.
I'm 32. I thank God I have never done that. No, I would.
You saw. That you saw.
No, I know you lying.
We have a lady present, please.
Yeah, we'll save that conversation. But when
hey,
it's
really, I saw you with your church hat earlier on Maddie's show.
Yeah,
oh, you saw me? That was fun. That was
Maddie
fun.
tried to read and say it was the Usher Boy hat. I said, there ain't no Usher Boy hat. That's Deaconess #1, baby.
Yeah, that was
Deaconess #1 hat, baby.
Honey. That was fun though. I feel like I walked in on something I didn't want to walk in on, so I'm gonna let it go.
Oh,
good. They
Hey,
said
hey, everybody in the chat.
I'm sure y'all probably spoke on it before. I assume, but can we just say, let me just say how happy I am that Britta.
I have not watched the episode yet.
But it's been 48 hours. I feel like the rule. I feel like you can't spoil something if it's been out for 48 hours. I feel like.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
I know. I'm going to watch it tomorrow and do my
review. You already know what happened. Somebody already spoiled it.
Yeah, somebody already spoiled it.
Yeah, I gotta go media blackout until I watch it Friday nights.
Yeah,
media blackout.
That's how I used to be with Scandal. I remember somebody was talking earlier in the group chat about Scandal. That's how I was with Scandal. I hated that because back then that's when I used to be on Facebook a lot. And from the minute Scandal came on, it was like people were live tweeting on Facebook. I was like, look. So I would just have to black out until I watched it. Yeah, because then you know everything.
One day I was intending on watching The Masked Singer. So I came in the house, did my routine. It was like, I was like, I want to hear something, but I don't want to hear anything related to the Masked Singer. So I went onto YouTube, and I was like, oh, Wendy is on. Let me click on that. And as soon as I clicked on it, the first fucking thing she said, "How y'all gonna send Patti LaBelle home?" I was like, oh.
Oh Lord.
I was so heated. I tried to avoid it at all costs, but ran right into
You
it.
just never know when
Okay,
it's gonna
we're
pop up.
gonna switch top because I'm sick of talking about these people. They give me diarrhea. I'm just sorry.
You sure that ain't that prune juice you drinking?
Mm-mm. No, ma'am. No, God. Don't
You
make
know,
me tie.
at your age,
Tie.
prune juice is,
Tie.
you know.
We have too much incriminating information on each other. You might want to leave me alone.
And just one more other thing about now that you said that, but just one more other thing about the whole chance and all them type of situation. I'm like, look, the type of person I am is my fucking story is my story, and I'm gonna tell it when I'm good and goddamn ready. Can't nobody put no stipulations on me telling my story. And if you were involved in that story, then hey, guess what? If I'm telling it, it's gonna be told. But the whole thing is about why he come back and because Chad says something early on about knowing Mitch also. So he ain't going to the whole one night stand type of thing, but he said something about knowing Mitch. I may have the names mixed up, but the Chance is the one with the flat top, right? The one who the queen.
Mhm.
Yeah, I believe he said something about knowing Mitch prior to them shooting. So I'm like, you told what you was comfortable with telling, and he told what he was comfortable telling. But anyway.
Listen,
My whole issue with Chance is this ain't nothing but karma. Because you did the same thing to Montel last season. In my opinion, what you did to him was worse. You were showing his dick pictures to bitches that he don't fuck with, and they don't fuck with you. So now you don't have the right to sit up here and act all high and mighty. Well, why would he do this to me? Bitch, the same reason why you did that to Montel, because you was looking for a moment in the storyline.
And if I could remember, if I remember correctly, when they was telling that story last year, they were saying he got a monster.
I don't want to know.
I don't want to know either. I don't
I
look at him
don't
like
want to know what Montel got going on. I have no desire. He could be built like a Ken doll with plastic mounds where the important part should be. Nope. Don't want to know.
You ride that pony?
Nope.
Yes,
Nope.
you would.
He
I don't know
said,
to look at him. I think
you
that
would
should be
ride the
bad.
pony.
No. Speaking of which, the reason I wouldn't brings me back to Insecure. We got introduced to TSA Bay this episode.
Yes, we
We
did. We got
said,
a TSA Bay
welcome
going
to
on.
a full size nigga. Yeah.
That couldn't hit her right until she had to lay on her back. Then she was into it.
Crushing her.
Cause she
Crushing
don't know
her
how to handle it. She don't know how to handle the big boy. She don't know how
Well,
to handle it.
he should have lifted up his stomach first and then got on top of her. That's what you do.
Probably.
You lift up the stomach
Probably.
first and then you get on top of them. Okay, so they could get the full. Because that's just like me. Like if it's a big dude, I'm not sucking your dick until you lift up your stomach, because your stomach is
I
covering the
don't
dick.
I don't I don't
So
deal I don't do big
you
I don't
know,
that's I don't have no problems with big dudes. That's just not my
yeah.
zhuzh. That's just not my thing.
Listen, I had a bear do me one time. It really wasn't that bad. I
Mm-mm.
never did it again, but it really wasn't that bad.
I'm sure it's
And
cool.
what's funny is I'm a BBW, but I don't like big guys either. I don't
I
date big.
don't. I like the little skiddick, they flip me over and do all that shit, fold me up like a pretzel to the point where I can't breathe. Like that's what I like.
Hey
When I
sister,
when
comment.
I when I was younger, I knew this dude who was thicker than I had ever been with, and he was older than me, and he I don't want to say too much, but it was just things about him that I mean I liked. We was kicking it for like 3 months, but going to his house, I swear on my mother, my right hand to my mother's grave.
Oh dear God.
Um, I never ever saw this boy take a shower, look like he got out of the shower, and his bathroom was the bathroom. Well, because one day I spent the night and I wanted to take a shower, and I looked in the tub, and it looked like he had not taken a shower in over a year. I had to clean the fucking tub before I got in it. But one day he asked me, he was in his feet, as soon as he take his shoes off, it was like the whole fucking house.
No, man.
And I used to spend night
We
with him
missed
a
you
couple of
two
times.
senses in common.
Since it's in common, I want to just give you thank you. You in healthcare, you on the front lines, and I want to thank you. You be safe, okay? All right, I'm sorry.
Safe.
Yeah, shout out to the healthcare. Yes.
But let me just say, while I wouldn't do anything sexually with TSA Bay, TSA Bay looked like a whole ass fool. I'm here for TSA. He had me fucking dying at that front gate.
Right. But TSA Bay cracked me up when she tried to like throw a little dig about why they had to keep changing positions, and he was like, "You gotta get used to messing with a big dude." I was like, "I know that's right. You better stand in your shit. Don't let her try to embarrass you." Shame, don't let her shame you.
Lift your stomach up again on top of me, then we can get this shit popping. He did one thing right by giving her that bottle of Henny. I was here for that.
There's some sexy big boys out there, but you have to be.
No, there are. They definitely are. Yeah.
You have to be at the top of the list of of big boys. I can't deal with funk and sloppiness. If you just sloppy, if you breathing on yourself, I can't. And I mean, shit. There's an array of skinny motherfuckers I wouldn't fuck with either.
Oh, exactly.
For many reasons.
No.
Do y'all think
Oh no.
Y'all think Nathan gonna make an appearance this season with his dick?
Listen, Pool Bay gotta come back. I love Pool Bay.
You know what? I feel like she needs to give him a chance to explain. Because she liked him and he liked her, and I think whatever went down, I'm still pissed off.
Remember, it all started from Molly, though.
Right, I'm still pissed off with Molly. Like Molly is so damn judgmental, yet and still, I don't know. It pissed me off because who are you to tell him to go away? Like, let me deal with my shit. Let me deal with it. And even if you don't like the way I deal with it, you don't get. That was I'm that pissed. I'm still mad about that.
I get that.
But I'm gonna say this. That's what the fuck she gets, Issa.
Yeah.
That is karma. Because you done did wrong by a whole lot of people for a long time. Karma gonna drag your ass for a little while. No, you earned Issa earned this one. Honestly, okay? She earned this one honestly. She done fucked up with a whole lot of people for a long time.
What season is this y'all talking about?
4. But wasn't Molly sleeping with a married man at the beginning of it? Wasn't she the other woman for a long time?
Yeah, the first dude she was messing with, wasn't she the other woman?
Yeah, I think he was married.
Oh, you talking about the friend where supposedly he had an open marriage?
Yeah, you talk about Saronis Jackson, his character, Dro.
Was she the one that was the woman?
But the wife knew. The wife knew. Remember, the wife knew.
We never confirmed that the wife knew. We know that that's what he told her. We never confirmed that the wife knew.
She knew. She knew.
No, I don't believe she
confirmation.
Knew. I don't believe she knew. I need the confirmation. I don't believe she knew.
Because I remember her saying that the wife said that they were in an open marriage first.
But there's a difference between the wife didn't know about her.
I'm trying to think. I don't remember.
Is anybody watching that 50 Cent show?
Oh, I reviewed it. For life.
Oh, live. No, I ain't seen it yet. Is it good?
I'll tell you because I never did watch it.
It's actually good. And we're in the thick of things right now where 50 Cent is fucking a lot of shit up. Like if you like a good
Wait,
show,
he acts in it.
yeah.
Oh,
But he doesn't come till well later on. See, I can't deal with a show where 50 Cent is there early. You got to ingratiate me with the other people first before you bring ugly ass 50 Cent in there. Because I can't take a whole.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
me
But you know
neither.
what though? He just signed
Yeah,
on a
more than
deal.
2
He
years.
just signed a deal with I want to say it's with Stars for a new show. For it's sort of gonna be it's gonna sort of be like the like a more upscale version of Family Business. And I know you probably don't know what I'm talking about, Family Business, but it's like a Black Godfather type show. It's like supposed to be like a a kingpin family and like their story, you know what I mean? Like it's supposed to take place.
What
If I remember correctly,
is he trying to do?
huh?
How many shows is he trying to do? Because I know with Stars, he's
So
about
as
to
many as he
do
can.
the Book of Ghost, and then Tommy has a spinoff, so that's two.
Tommy doesn't have a
This is
spinoff.
life. He
Tommy
about
doesn't
to
have
have.
a
Jonathan,
He
Tommy
not
doesn't
gonna
have
do
a spinoff.
Denise's
I
son
thought he was.
been on live
I thought he
all
was
day
gonna do a
long.
spinoff.
Jonathan, Denise's son been on live all day long,
Looking forward to
going
that.
in all day long. So
No,
yeah.
wait a minute. So no, what it is you're gonna have a prequel and you're gonna have a sequel.
Huh.
There was a picture that hit the there was a picture that went viral of the guy that plays Tommy with a hat on that said Tommy, and underneath it he said, "Are y'all ready?" He's on
Yeah.
the show. He's on the new show Tommy on CBS about the female police chief.
Oh.
That's what that was. It went viral, but no, he doesn't have his own spinoff yet. Now he's going to be on the sequel, I believe, and of course the prequel.
Yeah.
I really am over all the power at this point.
Okay, well I'm explaining what I'm answering his question. You
I know,
over it, but I'm answering his question.
added my commentary.
I understand that. Anyway,
I am really but yeah, power, let the shit die. The shit is dead.
yeah,
Let it
die.
die.
Let
Last
the
season.
show die. It's over.
are we
They
not
just
talking
let it
about
go.
Drag Race in any way? Until
Cool.
you see
no,
it?
because he hasn't looked at it.
Oh.
I am going to be here for everything that is Lorenz Tate. I mean, but
Now,
other
the
than
Tate
that,
supposed to-
Might be in that
now,
one.
Tate, they were supposed to do a spinoff, and Lorenz Tate was going to get his own show. It was going to be called Tate, but I don't know what the status of that is.
I wouldn't mind seeing that. I was glad to see him working again,
Honey,
Okay.
the way he got out of that shit at the end, I said, you know what? Because he got
Right.
all of that.
I see y'all in the chat. We're about to get there now because I know some of y'all are itching to discuss the sisters.
Oh Lord, what's the?
Yeah.
Well, you know, Denise and Denise them wanted to clear some stuff up. Her son's been on live. Is it the oldest? I think it's the oldest one who's been
I
on
think it
live.
is because the oldest one, that's the one that had reached out to Larry Reed originally when Larry Reed did that interview last year. So it's probably him.
But remember, she has stair steps. And I
Yeah,
remember.
that's the same, but because I think I think his name might be Lawrence or Leon, something like that.
That shit bugged me out in a movie where first she had the first boy, but as they were leaving the church, she was like, "Can you watch the boys?" And I was like, "Oh damn, she got
Because
more
they
than
didn't
one."
try like Paula was.
And then they popped up at the
No,
end, and she
but
was like,
what you're
"My
missing
seven."
is they never. That's one of the flaws in the movie was when you went scene to scene, you were thinking it was around the same time.
Right.
They
Continuity, right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
5 or 6 years in time, which kind of it changes the story once you know that a significant frame of time has passed. Because I'll give you a perfect example. They made it seem like when Twinkie left the group, which was around 92, that they didn't sing together anymore, and they did
Well,
still
I don't know that. They showed them in the studio.
huh?
They showed them in the studio. They said it wasn't the same, but it didn't make it
No,
seem
no,
like
no,
they
no,
were
no, no.
making
Twinkie
music.
did not do
No, that was
that out.
Dorinda, Karen,
Yeah, that was just
and
Dorinda, Karen, and Jackie. Twinkie was,
Right.
but that's what I'm saying. They made it seem like the four of them never sang together again until the 2008 when you saw them, and that's not how
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
move.
That's not the case.
And it was
Because they were still. Matter of fact, when I was in college, FAMU's gospel choir did a whole concert with the Clark sisters, and it was all four of them. And this had to be 98 or 99, somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
I think, no, matter of fact, I think it was right before Twinkie, not Twinkie, Finally. And what year did Finally come out by Karen?
I know you ain't asking me.
Wasn't that about 99-ish?
I think it was
98?
like 98 or something, but that concert was right before Finally and stuff like that. So, but yeah, a lot of stuff they did wrong. But let me
it,
say,
it kind of bugged me out. Well, not bugged me out, but because I can understand why. But there was like no more mention of the father after the divorce. After she said she was going to divorce with him,
let me
I
put
was
you
like, at the
allegedly.
end, wasn't that him sitting in the funeral?
Yeah, that was him.
Let me put my allegedly up, okay?
Oh shit! Let me find mine. Hold on.
I'm just
I
going to say
Where's the
got
cash
allegedly.
me out? We need to
fucking
cash me
around here.
out.
I'm going to say allegedly. Here's where it's going to get a little messy, okay?
Oh shit.
In that household, I'm sure they had an attic and there were flowers in there, okay? So there were things going on with Andre Clark and Jackie, who was the oldest and not his. There were even things going on with Denise, who was his.
You mean
And
he was touching
there are
them?
stories, huh?
You mean he was touching them?
I'm doing more than touching.
Whoop.
And the
Wrong.
story goes that the first abortion, now this is all alleged. I'm going to put that out there. But there's allegations and it's alleged that when Denise had to have her first abortion, that it was because it was his.
Oops, sorry.
This is alleged, y'all.
Because
This
she
is
over
alleged.
there playing the
That's how
whole
I heard
she still playing it. I thought she was gonna turn it off.
this. It was people. It was people in the chats when we was talking about it like that said the exact same thing. That a couple of them had abortions. They said a couple
Well,
of the
no, yeah,
sisters
they did. They did.
said that. Allegedly.
So what happened is
Oh, excuse me.
so the story comes that Mother Mattie Moss Clark did not divorce him because he put Jackie out because there was some time that had went on in between that. Okay, and that's what they didn't show. That's another one of those times when they went from scene to scene and they made it seem like, oh, she divorced him because of what happened with Jackie. No, ma'am. The thing came out that she divorced him because it came out that everything that was going on with Denise, and Denise had to go end up getting an abortion. And Mother Mattie Moss Clark had an issue with the fact that he was touching on the daughters more than he was touching on her. These are the alleged, stories.
And when I heard the story, or hearing that, and somebody else was alluded to that. I think probably on Maddie's show earlier, but I knew a family where the mother or the head of the household, who was the mother, grandmother, all that type shit, was in church because I went with them like that. I used to have to beg my grandfather to go to church, but it was like Sunday, you go to 10 in the morning and leaving at 10 at night. And then it was something either on Monday or Wednesday, or it was multiple days throughout the week. But she was up in that church faithfully, and all the kids was, and but also at home, everybody, because I lived in the projects. Oh, let me not. I doubt they'll be watching your video, but I don't want to, go in depth too much about other people's lives. But everybody knew that the man in that family was doing things to multiple people in that family. But it was like, you know, family secret type shit. You know how black people are with their secrets, what happens in this house and all that shit like that. But
I mean,
it got out though.
But remember, I think the oldest son, if I'm not mistaken, the oldest son or the second boy from Denise was from one of the Kojic bishops.
Yeah.
Which from one of the Kojic bishops. I think it was the oldest son. I'm trying, don't make me lie.
I think it was the oldest son, but they said that he wasn't a bishop when he got her pregnant, but he ended up becoming a bishop. But he was a pastor or something.
Well, technically, he wasn't at where he was. He was, I believe, at the time he was a superintendent, which is right below a bishop. He was either a superintendent or he was a bishop over a region within the state. But he wasn't like a pulpit bishop or a platform bishop in Kojic where he was up there like a Bishop Blake is now and stuff like that.
Overall mother of the house.
Right. So that was
everything go back to the house with Ty.
Overall mother of the house. The house of churches.
I believe wholeheartedly that making the darker was calculated. You cannot make me believe that, because Denise was not dark like that. All of them was the same complexion, all of them. So I think that was real.
But all the ladies who basically brought this to us are dark bitches. Missy, Mary, even though Mary, yeah, she lighter.
But what I'm saying is I'm putting Denise as a darker sister. It changes unconsciously how people look at her. It makes her look like the black sheep, like she's different from the rest of them.
It's easier to believe.
You know, the outcast anyway, even just the optics of it all. It's the optics of it all. So they can say what they could spend it however they want, but that was intentional. You could not make me believe that was not intentional. I'm just saying. Just saying. I
don't know. She probably was just because she played that part.
Yeah,
So she probably was just the best person to play it.
I think so too.
How many other big bitches? Let me, when I say bitches, I don't mean no disrespect to females.
Listen.
But how many other big female actresses out there who can sing and be in the right age group? And
there
all that?
Are a lot. Because outside of Ingenue and Shalia, and now people know the girl who played, Denise, because she was was she in Being Mary Jane or something like that?
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is the other two girls were not that well known by the majority of the viewing public. And so my point is they could have chosen any number of, I'm sure, people who auditioned that would have fit the bill, that would have looked like her, that would have been able to sing. You know what I'm saying? So
one of them I kept swearing I kept swearing it was Jill Scott. I kept having to look at her like,
she did. Because that was the first thing I thought. I said, Jill Scott got another role, girl.
You talking about chick who played Twinkie?
Yeah, it might have been her.
Yeah, the one who played Twinkie.
Yeah, her.
And I think the one who played Denise looked like Amber Riley.
Yeah, she gets that a lot. Every role she plays.
Like Amber Riley. She looked like Amber Riley. Oh God. Like Papa was a Rolling Stone.
But I
Jonathan says
liked it though.
Kiara originally wanted to play Denise. Kiara should have played Twinkie. I'm sorry. You look at them old pictures of Twinkie and you look at Kiara and you be like, ooh. You sure that wasn't your mama? Child.
And why the hell did I think all these years of hearing Maddie's name, I thought her name was Maddie Miles, not Moss.
Yeah,
I thought it was Maddie Miles
now
Clark.
Kojic people, if you grew up Kojic like I did, you'll always hear us refer to her as Mother Maddie Moss Clark because that was just how you refer. She was Dr. Maddie Moss Clark, but we referred to her because she was, when you get to a certain age of Kojic, they always gonna be Mother so and so. So she was always Mother Maddie Moss Clark, and that's how I always, refer to her. And I know she's Dr. Maddie Moss Clark too. Now,
To what
y'all say what
husband?
you want to say. She believed in all those Kojic principles, all of those strict rules. She was here for it, which is why when they told her to, you can't sing with them girls. Yeah, they showed what she said. Those my girls. They're gonna do what they want to do, but she was trying to protect her image in the Kojic church as well. Because
Right.
if she truly didn't give a shit, she would have said, well, screw you and screw all y'all got going on. But she bought into everything that Kojic stood for.
But I'm wondering what all came with her position in the church that she just decided to give it up. I mean, that she decided to go with that as opposed to,
Well, she was already international president of the
Mhm.
music department for Kojic,
So,
meaning that
okay.
all music that comes through Kojic, it's her, and then it's everything descends from her. Anything dealing with choir, anything with praise and worship, devotion, anything. Now, why was that so lucrative? Because at that time,
Oh, that was
gospel,
a paying gig?
huh?
That was a paying position?
Hmm.
Yeah.
She was the head of
Yep.
all anything dealing with music.
Mm-hmm.
So, and in at that time period, you go in 60s, 70s, 80s, gospel music was ran by Kojic. You was not doing anything in gospel music. Every major gospel artist either came out of Kojic or went to Kojic to learn some stuff and then go and do their own thing. So, and she was over all of that. So it was very, very, very lucrative. Um, Joyce, I see your questions. That all of those rumblings about her being perhaps gay would have been well before my time. That was stuff that would have happened like way before my time, like when she was young and stuff like that. I don't know any of that to be true. There were rumblings, but by the time she had got old and stuff like that, it was cobwebs going on down there. So, child, I don't know if people wanted to.
After she done pumped
Now
out
that
that
I'm
whole
sitting here
choir.
thinking about it, I mean, Nah, man, we're gonna leave that lady alone. May she rest in peace.
May she rest in peace, Eddie.
She
But
gave you dyke. She gave you dyke teas.
I was gonna say she hung around the bush by a time or two of her life before
now,
she got.
the thing about it is, is this. And here's how you know it was calculated with Denise, because they try to make Denise seem like, oh, why you getting pregnant, and so forth and so on. Dorinda and Karen were pregnant at the same time. Like it was like what? I didn't. That's why I looked at that part like, wait, what? Remember, Karen's oldest son was born when 87. Yeah, I think he was born 87. Karen was in the Kojic pews being the whole.
Where is my alleged sign?
I wasn't gonna say whole. I was gonna
Alleged.
say a whole bust down, which isn't too much better, I guess. But and Dorinda was the skinny one, so she all.
Allegedly, y'all. Allegedly.
But think about it. Apples never fall too far from the tree. Y'all know Kiera was over here doing a whole lot of.
Listen,
Y'all saw
I always look.
and that son,
Now knowing that Jay Moss is related to that family,
You know what?
he's like a female version of them
I take for granted
vocally.
because I grew up Kojic, but so many people have said that to me in the last 24 hours. I didn't know Jay Moss was related to, and we just take it for
I
granted.
did.
It's always like somebody next gonna tell me I ain't know Mario Winans was related to the Winans, and then that's really gonna blow my mind.
Well, they got the same last name.
I had no idea that Jay Moss was real. I didn't know.
I've been thinking her name was Maddie Miles, so I would have never put
know.
Jay Moss with
And I
them.
love Jay Moss. Like his first album was Life. Love Jay Moss.
Yep. Jay Moss, which one of her siblings is his parents? Damn. But all of them come out of the lineage of Bishop Moss, who was Matty Moss Clark, daddy. And he was real big in Kojic and real big in the music department in Kojic. That's how she got to where she was. And stuff like that. But
Who would you pick?
They said that Jay Moss's father is was Bill Moss, who was her brother.
right.
Who would you say is better over Jay Moss and Tone?
That's a good question because I love Tone too.
I love Tone, and you know Tone didn't get what he should get because after he came out and stuff like that, you know, they was never going to get for him after that. But Tone sings down.
He does.
Tone sings down.
He does. So
that boy is wicked.
That's a good comparison. I don't know.
But my thing about it is, that's like I asked on my review, who had the bigger influence on music? Was it the Clark family or the Moss Clark family, or was it the Winans family? I would argue the Winans.
I would say the Winans.
Oh no, I love them both. But whose influence?
The Winans.
I'm going to say the Winans. It's so many more people that get touched.
Because you had the Winans, then you had BB and CC.
You got the mom and daddy.
They just appealed to so many different groups.
Debbie.
Yeah.
Don't forget Angie and Debbie had they album.
Yeah.
You had Mario Winans, you got to include him into it. You got it's a whole bunch of people in there.
But that's he's the product of their shit. But
what I'm saying is he's still a part of the family.
Yeah. But he wouldn't be included in as an influencer.
Who, Mario?
Yeah.
He would not?
No, he's the product of their influence.
But I'm asking which family has more influence on the music industry.
Oh, yeah, I would say the Winans.
The Pace sisters were never going to be as big as the Clark sisters, even though the Pace sisters were just as cultured because they were darker.
Right.
I got to go back and listen. I mean, I'm sure I hear and I know of some, but I got to go back and do more listening of the Pace sisters.
And also because the Pace sisters, they weren't the prettiest girls in the world. But if you put group against group, the Pace sisters would sing circles around the Clark sisters because all of them.
So let me ask you, and I'm just asking, I don't know. That's why I'm quiet. I don't know. It can't just be because the Clark sisters did have a lineage because their mother was connected Kojically. Like, did it have to be about color? Why couldn't it just been about that they had to connect?
That wasn't just it.
Because when you have two people that are equally good, but one seems to go higher and farther and faster, it makes you question why.
The Clark sisters are older than the Pace sisters. That's one. Two, the Pace sisters are also Kojic, which means that anything music-wise coming out of Kojic has to be signed off by Mother Matty Moss Clark. And Mother Matty Moss Clark was going to promote the Pace sisters over.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. So maybe it's not about color so much as it's about position.
But no, that played a part in it too. Because at the time, people started to, and this came from the bishops as well. It wasn't just these are things that in culture came down, top down. And so a lot of times the bishops would say, we want so and so on to sing tonight. And Mother Mattie Moss Clark had to put so and so on.
Right.
But that was part of it. There was at that time, this is the 80s we're talking about. There was okay, what are we going to do? We like to make this image look a certain way. Yeah, you couldn't wear your makeup, you couldn't wear your pants, but you still had to have a certain image. You still had to, be appealing as well. Yeah, it was a whole lot that went
Right.
into that, but it all played a factor. It all played a factor.
I,
It was
I,
so
I, I
funny.
mean, I give it that. I'll concede a factor. I was just saying, like, the only reason. I was just asking. That's all.
Oh
I'll
no, no,
concede a factor.
it's not the only reason. There are so many things. Um, by the time the Pace sisters really started to come along, the Clark sisters were already very established at that
Hmm.
point as
And I
well.
don't really know the. I don't really. I mean, I know the name, the Pace Sisters, but I don't know them like that. I couldn't name
Yeah,
you one song by the Pace Sisters.
I know I've been
that's
changed.
the Pace
That's the
sisters.
Pace Sisters.
That's
Yeah.
the Pace sisters.
Okay, then that's me on song because I love that song. That's a song right there.
Listen,
I didn't know that was the Pace Sisters.
that's the Pace sisters. Listen, and most people know Sean Pace, but the thing about it is, um, all of the Pace sisters can
Okay,
sing.
Jasmine.
Every single one of them to be sanctified. But when folks not looking, they be tipping and dipping and sipping. Child, we know that
Listen, that be my thing with the culture people. Like, I don't be
the Kojic
understanding why
is
they
the black version of the Catholic Church.
so hard on the gays when every time I go to a Koja church, it'd be a choir stand full of faggots. It'd be faggots
But
welcome me
here's
up in the
for that,
door.
Terry.
It'd
Let
be
me tell you,
faggots that be sitting here
one of
playing the
the
drums.
reasons for that is
I'm
this.
like, what's the problem?
Let me tell you one of the reasons for that. One of the reasons for that is this. The music department in the music ministry was the only time in Kojic where you could have some enjoyment or some fun. The rest of that shit was rank and file, structure and order, and you was like, oh my dear God, you had a million and one different rules. And so the best thing that Kojic had was the music ministry. Nobody could touch them in terms of the music department. And so, the gays kind of gravitated toward that because that was a place where there was at least some type of enjoyment. Even when you went to like purity class and YPWW or Sunshine Band, which was all of those are the different children's churches, that junk, you used to go to that junk and be like, really? And then you was in church from 8 o'clock in the morning to 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon on
I
Sunday.
remember when we
Service
have those
at
week
6:30.
long revivals. The show that the night that you better be there is on the musical night, which was probably that Friday before the
Midnight music.
Sunday. But the whole they'd be like, oh yeah, we having a revival this week. And Monday and Tuesday you might not go. If there's a fire pastor that's in town or is coming through, you may go to that one and all that stuff. But the music night, it's gonna be mad churches up in there, other niggas, other bitches. Everybody gonna be singing. It's gonna be hype. It's like a party. If you go to church, it's the club. It's
Well,
club
see,
night.
Jasmine, the thing about it is, for those of us who grew up Kojic, it was always that we always knew all of this stuff. A lot of people from the outside looking in just never got to see past the curtain, you know. And once they pushed back the curtain, and you saw all of these rats and roaches that crawled out, and you saw dirt and grime, you're like, oh, that's what y'all was hiding? Uh, okay. I see you. Sure.
Yes, revival night was the jam.
The other thing about it was when I look at the Winans versus the Clark sisters were more traditional gospel. The Winans was more contemporary gospel.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And people couldn't I always said that the Winans dangled in secular more, but they were just contemporary. They were ahead of their time. The stuff they were doing back then, people in gospel music do now. And this was back in the
Right.
freaking 80s where they wanted to hear more traditional. gospel.
I remember the church I went to was huge, and right next door to it, it was like a 4-story, another building. It was a school. I don't know how far back it was a fully operational school, but it was a school, and so we would be, while service was going
Hey,
on,
Abby.
you could get up and go downstairs and go through the back and go into the school. That's where we used to play run catch and kiss up in that church. It should be
Yeah.
a good 10, 12 of us, and some was the kids of the preacher or the bishop, or either the bishop brothers kids and all that type of shit. It was like we used to have fun up in there.
I bet.
I remember that.
Joyce, I don't know how true that is because I don't know that her influence would have been able to stop music being played at Studio 54. So I don't know how true that is. But it was, I mean, think about it.
The
Really,
music was played, but what she said was that they wanted them to perform the song at Studio 54, and her mama was like, "No." The song was played. They couldn't stop the song from being played, like LT
yeah,
was
that's what I was saying.
What
I
she
didn't see the
said
first
was
one. I
that
didn't see the
they
first
wanted
one.
her to perform. They wanted them to
Right.
perform the song, and they
Oh,
were
she
gonna
would
pay
have
them good money. And Mama was
She would
like, "Yeah,
have never
no,
did that.
mm-mm.
Oh,
She would have
right.
never.
You are the sunshine.
Yeah,
She would
yeah."
have
They
And
never.
wanted them to say that.
I
She would have.
remember when we used to have our skate, when we used to do the skating ring used to do gospel on skates, and that song was the
My
song
favorite
to
Clark
skate
Sister
to.
song is still. There's so many, but I love Balm and Gilead, and we ain't get no parts of Balm and Gilead.
I
That's
love
my favorite.
Am I living in
Yeah, I love
vain?
that one. Yeah,
Yes,
My
And
song.
and I love when Escape did it
yeah.
because
Escape did a good job with it.
they did.
Claim It is my song too. Oh God, Claim It. Oh man.
It's yours.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah,
thing about it is, actually, Andrew doesn't need a child. Don't nobody pay William McCray no mind except for Mariah Whitney. Don't let Mariah Whitney come up through here because she gonna be talking about William McCray. Um, Miracle is good. I expect a miracle every day. That was the jam. They had
Oh
a
yeah,
lot
that
of
was.
time. Just believe
We sang
in
that song when I first got
God
into
will
the
perform.
go choir at my church. That was the first song we sang. That's my jam. Child. I done sung with
I
so many people.
loved,
Pathetic.
I loved Jesus is a Love Song when they used to perform Jesus is a Love Song back in the 80s. And when we was in concert, I used to just sit there and be like, yeah.
That part, isn't near the end where Cameron hit that, hold that long ass note.
But you know, when she did it, then finally, because remember they redid it. And when she did the finally album, she held it all right, but she hold it like she used to back in the 80s. When she used to hold that note back in the 80s, I used to be like, go, Karen, just go ahead, hold it.
Child,
I
I
used to be
saw spots in my eyes and plenty of times trying to stay up with her.
like,
I only
now,
heard that song
Ty, you
on
got to go and look
awesome
at some of the
stuff.
recordings of them doing Jesus is a Love Song back in the 80s. Where Carrie used to hold a note there, and it used to be like, child. But she was bigger then, you know. You had a lot of weight back then.
You know that people always say that's not always true. Like big people hold more weight and can hold notes longer than skinnier people and all that. I wonder, but you know who I still love? Well, he's a big boy. He just came to my head. Rance Allen.
Oh, I love Rance Allen. I'll fight you by Rance Allen. I need
But
to
yeah, Rance
holler.
Allen.
I gotta have Rance Allen holler. Listen, if Rance Allen sing a song and don't start hollering, look, that's
Right,
a problem.
right. I
Here's
love
another really be looking like who?
And I love when people not afraid to, because for some people you have to get ugly to get them good notes out.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
I
Rest
love.
Allen goes there and
Yeah.
get real.
Really, B, you listen to Kurt Franklin, don't you?
I like gospel music. I don't always know who I'm listening to. Like I'll know the song. Like when he like I was like, I don't know a song by the Paces, and then a minute I was like, I love that song. I don't know. I mean, to answer your question is yes, I listen to Kurt Franklin. But I like, I like different
Something
gospel
about that
songs.
name
I don't
Jesus.
always know who
Rest
sings
Frank Allen with that.
Allen saying something
He
about the
did
name Jesus
something
with
about the name Jesus.
With
That was
Oh, got it. Okay.
what's the guy from Men of Standard who sang on that too? God, I can't think of his name. And I love Men of Standard. I love Men of Standard.
It's not David
some
nothing, right?
people say I'm crazy, but baby, I saw him do that song. And he was a concert at some church, and me and my mama had went. Baby, he sung us down at that goddamn concert. Sitting down in the chair with his fat ass. You know, he had to sit down in the chair. He sung his ass off in that chair. Okay, that's one thing about it. He sung his ass off in that chair, and I was for it.
And who was the other one? Was it Reverend Moore who used to take his teeth out to sing?
That was James Moore, Reverend James Moore. Reverend James Moore told you too. He used to sing down. Yes.
With his teeth out.
He used to take them teeth out, baby.
Yes.
Baby, take them teeth out. He said, them things get in my way. Spit them boys out.
I mean, if they get in the way, you got to do what you got to do.
But he would sing that. Listen. That young man used to sing down. Even when he went blind, still. Hold my cane now. Just somebody hold my hand, don't let me
I
fall.
remember the first time I went on a trip with my church. I think we went to South Carolina, and all they was playing on the bus ride down there was from New York to North South Carolina, was just like 13, 14 hours. But all they was playing was, I think, the different gospel shit. But I know one thing that I do remember because it was seared into my head was Jeremiah set his life fire. God don't need no matches.
God don't need no matches. That's God don't need no matches.
Yeah.
El Teddy, Pastor Stevens McNeil Lennon says James Moore's son sings just like him.
Oh yeah, he does. If you look at James Moore's funeral, and his song spoke and sang a little bit at the funeral. Listen, let me help you understand something. He almost there. I ain't gonna put him quite at James Moore, but he right there now. He's still right there now. I ain't gonna lie. Daryl Coley could sing like that too. Jesus God, Daryl Coley.
Yeah.
I love Daryl Coley.
I love Walter Hawkins.
What's that? Lily Dubois.
How does the Hawkins family fit into everything?
What is with the lies in these biopics? Well,
okay, go ahead. I was going.
It's artistic freedom.
People need to understand that they're still producing a product, and they still have to have people.
That's why they said
based on
a true story.
It's not a documentary. And the other thing too, you always have to look at the angle from which the person is creating the document. So the Clark sisters were a part of this project. They cooperated with this project. And so you have to understand that there had to be a delicate line of what they were willing to share and how much it was going to be like an expose. Like you have to also look at it from that point of view too. It's not there are going to be lies, but there are exaggerations that, like, for example, the scene where the guy pushed down Maddie Moss Clark on the steps, that may or may not have actually happened, but it was put, if it didn't actually happen, it was put in there to accentuate the point that this dude was no good.
I think the point that, to me, the one sensationalism that I just did not appreciate or couldn't get with was the funeral, because that didn't happen at that funeral,
right?
That was the one, and that really painted her in this whole different.
I don't like how they did.
So would it say something to their possible current situation if they would allow that message to go forth? Would that indicate that they're still at odds with each other?
Here's the thing: the movie they've been working on this for a few years, several years now, and a lot of it was Twinkie when they first started going over the movie, wasn't as ill and sick as she had started to get. Twinkie's been real sick over the last couple years.
Mm-hmm.
And so she hasn't been as hands-on and as a part of, it as the other sisters were. And so my point is, knowing Twinkie in a relationship that she has with Denise, Twinkie wouldn't have let all that get out there like that. Okay. That's the first part of it. And I just feel like now they said that they reached out to Denise. Now that's what the producers, EPs, and all of them said that they did.
I believe they did. I believe they did.
For that, and Denise, didn't want no parts of it. But it's I do think some things it was like, yeah, you shouldn't. That was the one scene where I was like, now you know what, y'all did not have to do that.
Yeah.
That's where it went. And then to make child, Kara would have got drugged for all her life by Denise. With that kind of Karen ain't want no parts of Denise like that. Trust me.
So they said she did cut up at the funeral, but not to the extent that they put it in the movie. So
no, but here's what happened. She was on program. She spoke. The oldest son spoke, I think, right after her. And she got up there. Now she did what you do at a Kojic funeral. She got up there. She started, saying, "My mama would have you saying, dot 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 dot." It wasn't like she was being disrespectful, or it wasn't something that didn't go. The whole crowd clapped and stuff was with her. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like she was ranting and waving and people were looking at her like she was crazy. They were, a part of the whole thing with her, and so it was completely opposite. I'm sure if you look on YouTube, they probably have the video of the mama funeral, because the Mother Mattie Moss Clark funeral is very well documented. It was a big deal. Everybody in the Miami was there.
But that shit gagged the shit out of me when she was like, "My 7 boys." I was like,
"Yeah, I
what?
said, wait a minute." Yeah, I knew about the one, but where the other 6 come from?
We knew about 3 of them.
When they were signing the contract, she said, "You got 3."
Listen, I saw one when they was all practicing. I saw that one. Then when she was asking her mama to watch the kids, I said, "Oh, okay. Well, she probably got 2, maybe 3. I'm gonna give her that. Give it most."
She was pregnant with the 3rd one.
7?
Yeah, when they was at the contract signing, she was like,
she was
"You
pregnant.
on your way to 3 kids with no baby daddy, with no father."
And then turned around and she had more after that. I said, "Damn, Denise, you throwing that pussy from the free throw line, bitch. Get that pussy
Mama
in the damn
Listen, when you have a hot piece of dick,
and that probably for that reason she been out in them streets a little bit more, and for that reason she probably would have tore Karen ass up.
But that's wiping
off lipstick. Probably wiping off that man's fragrance and every damn thing off of her coming into the house.
But
2-3 o'clock.
Nah, this don't get real messy. So where's the cat's me out with his allegedly side? Back in the day, there was always rumbling about Drew Shear being one of the girls. That was always rumblings. Always, even to this day, there was rumblings.
Allegedly, there was rumblings about that. Allegedly,
the rumblings.
To answer your question, but to answer your question, understand it's not. It wasn't that they had the final say. They participated in, like, they allowed themselves to be interviewed and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, the story is going to be told by the people who are creating the story.
Right.
You had your executive producers, you had your screenwriter, you had your director. They're going to take all the information that they gathered, not just from the Clark sisters that they interviewed, but by looking at videos and reading accounts and doing their own research. So it wasn't so much that the Clark sisters said, "Oh, they're allowing that story." They weren't executive producers. They didn't have any final say of anything.
The other thing about it is that
Artistic liberties. That's what
the
it's not lying. It's
let me tell you how
artistic
that one
liberty.
part with John pushing down Mother Mattie Moss Clark was far fetched. This is the same lady who was throwing shoes at people in the choir
Right.
stand.
But
But
she
Your
was on
she
cane at
could
that
barely
point,
walk
though.
that
She
at
was
cane
that
on
time.
cane.
and beat him down with that cane,
She could
baby.
barely walk
Right.
at that
Yeah,
time. She was
Yeah, she was on a cane and stuff.
emotionally drained. Get the
to
fuck,
her
get
death.
out of here.
And I
That
said,
woman would
so
have
you
done that.
moved to North
Look at that.
Carolina with no job on her dime. Oh,
She,
now I
oh, you
see why
going,
you wanted
oh,
to
you
go to
gonna
North
get a
Carolina.
job. Oh, you
I
gonna get a
get it
job.
now.
Pastor Stephen, you said no, that happened. What part? Because we done talked about a couple of things. What part happened?
Yeah, what happened?
I want to know. Pastor Stephen seemed like he
Oh,
knows.
baby,
I want
Pastor
to know.
Stevenson got tea, honey. What happened?
Tell
Okay.
it, Pastor. Tell it. Okay,
And
her
that's
grandson Mary
got tea,
said it
honey.
happened.
What's the tea?
Who grandson said what had happened?
That they pushed.
That John pushed her down.
Oh,
Oh,
oh.
oh no, Twinkie, you don't lost your goddamn mind for going with that goddamn man when he
Oh.
just
Yeah,
said
because
damn your elderly mama like that.
yeah, right there. She was supposed to turn around and say, "You don't push my
And beat the
motherfucking
fuck
mama."
out of him. That's what she should have
Exactly,
done.
exactly.
Oh.
Child.
Twinkie, yes, sis. We need to call you to the Methodist, honey.
But I can't
Mm.
imagine being under that strong of a regime or regimen or whatever. Like,
Child.
she was hard on them, and to get diamonds, you gotta apply pressure, and
Yeah.
that's what the fuck she did. Just like with the
If a bitch put
Jacksons, like,
George Sand down in front of me, I
I
would have
mean,
been in
but
jail.
if we're going to tell the story, like, and this, and y'all know I said this before, this was really a half biopic of Mother Mattie Moss
Mother.
Clark. This was the
Yeah.
story of the Clark
They need to
sisters.
go on and do. They need to go
Because
on and do her story
if,
at this
in
point.
order to tell the stories of the Clark sisters, that's the story of Twinkie. Because so goes the Clark sisters, so goes Twinkie. And you kind of feel bad for Twinkie because her mom didn't see it for her in the beginning, which is why she was the one who was chosen. And Twinkie kind of knew that, and they didn't talk a lot about it. You saw glimpses of it, but Twinkie knew what her mom would say about her and stuff like that, which is
Mhm.
why her mom, Twinkie was the biggest. She was. Twinkie had the gap. Twinkie was the least attractive of the girls in her mother's eyes. So that's why Twinkie was the one girl. You're gonna sit up here and learn how to play this organ. Sit behind this good organ, you're gonna play, and this is how you're gonna make it. And so that's why she traveled everywhere. And the other part about it is too, they didn't show a lot of this, but around the mid 70s, Mother Mattie Moss Clark didn't write as much as she used to. Most of that was Twinkie. Everything on those Clark Sisters albums, except for maybe one or two songs, Twinkie wrote all of it. She wrote it all. And
Mhm.
so you feel bad for her because she was kind of left behind. The sisters left her behind. She was always the one that had to go when nobody else went. And my heart always went out to Twinkie because Twinkie had it the worst of
Right.
them all.
how many songs was probably included in that catalog she sold?
Well, the thing about I'm not sure if it was the catalog of just what was on the Clark Sisters album or if it was the catalog of all of the things that Twinkie had written. Because you got to remember, Twinkie was not only writing songs for the Clark Sisters, she was writing for choirs, she was
It
writing
was
for.
probably her whole catalog. It was probably her
Well,
whole
I don't know.
catalog.
Like I said, I don't know. I
Yeah, I
don't
mean, I
know.
don't know either, but
Um, so I don't want to make that assumption, but the reason that I say that is because at that time, this is 70s, early 80s, most albums had 8 songs back then. You weren't having albums with double digit songs back then in a lot of cases. So you might have had 8 songs, excuse me, on an album. And that album was put out like that. I'll give you a perfect example, and everybody's gonna know this album. Think about Off the Wall. How many songs were on Off the Wall? 8, maybe. I think something like
Yeah,
that.
about
It
8
was
or 9. Hey, Chef and Shade. Yeah, about that.
I need the Michael Jackson stands. I need somebody in the chat. The Michael Jackson stands.
Hey, Chef.
Hey,
But
Chef.
my point is, at that time, there wasn't a whole lot. So if it was just the Clark sisters, um, and see, this goes back to my point. Mother Mattie Moss Clark would not have been bothered if Twinkie was not writing 98% of everything. If it was Mother Mattie Moss Clark doing most of the writing, it wouldn't have mattered because she signed away her royalty. It was Twinkie, and Twinkie was pretty much doing and writing everything. And I really think, as much as they made it seem like Twinkie was ignorant, I really think it was Twinkie
10
being
songs
rebellious.
on Off the Wall.
I think Twinkie was just being rebellious and saying, "Screw you, I'm gonna just do something just to fight you." Because I'm probably always being about you, and I can't do nothing for myself. So I'm gonna show you this. This is my stuff. I can do it if I want to. So what you gonna do about it now?
And that's what it was about. And that's the way I saw it too, El Teddy.
Yeah,
I saw it as yes, Twinkie was making bad decisions, but she was making those decisions because she was trying to assert some control. Like, these songs are mine and I can do whatever I like. You can't tell me what to do. You know what I mean? Like, yes, it was a bad decision, but her reasoning for it was that control, to feel like I don't have control over anything else in my life. This I can control it. Even if I'm throwing it away, it's mine to throw away. And even when she said, I deserve something nice, like that moment. Even the same thing with the guy. Like, her mother told her, you jumping on the first thing that come along to say that you cute. Yeah, she did, but that's because she had those self-esteem issues, because she wasn't allowed to. And like you said, if her mother, whether she verbally did it or through her actions,
she verbally did it. Mother Mattie Moss Clark had a mouth on her. She holds you no punching. If she thought it, she said it, and she didn't play around. She said a lot of stuff that would. If you heard some of the stuff that she would say to people in the church, I mean, she didn't cuss, but baby, you talking about getting drugged, and so what is that self-esteem? What is that?
Right, Debbie, we don't know how that
over and over and over and over and over.
The way I feel about my impression about that contract was that she sold whatever she had written up until that point. It was just gone. Like, they can play it. She no longer owns those songs, and she not making any money, any royalties off of those songs. She sold those, but anything she made after that, that would start a different catalog, I would think, right? Because they said You Bought the Sunshine was when they started making real money.
Yeah, that came after.
Right, that came after that. So,
it depends on how that shit was worded, because it probably could have said this catalog containing what was previously written, and plus what you write for the next 2-3 years. So
yeah, it depends on how the and I kind of feel like it was something like that, because that's what her mother said. She said, you sold your sister's future. So I feel like there was something that maybe even a percentage of what she wrote forward might have been for a certain amount of time too.
Mm-hmm. To answer your question, Nikki, about the bishop, a lot of times in Kojic, and I'm speaking to somebody in Kojic, it depends on who the person is and how connected they were. And while Mother Mattie Moss Clark's father was so big, and she was big in Kojic Church, she was still a woman. And a woman was more easily. Now the women and the gays are set down real quick. No questions asked. We ain't even going down that road. Now, a man and his infidelity, especially if he's a pastor, not so much. Mm-hmm. And that's just the long and short of it. That's just how that road, how that goes.
Yeah.
They'll sit you down in a minute. Girl, oh, you over there? You did sit down.
You saw how he was beating the fuck out of her, and he was still bishop this and bishop that. Mm-hmm. And probably a lot of people in the church knew, but they not gonna say nothing. They respect that man. At the end of the day, that's bishop. I don't know. It ain't got nothing to do with me.
Well, that's somebody who grew up Catholic. No judgment here. No judgment here.
You see some first ladies, and they look damn near petrified to be next to their husbands or to be at church or be
Yeah,
glad to
but
be
ain't
at
nobody
church
gonna
and be
stand
around
it.
other
Ain't
people.
nobody gonna question it. Hey,
You gonna nod your mom,
and it's
hey,
sad.
hey,
It's really
first
sad.
lady,
But
hey, first lady, and keep it moving.
Hey, first lady.
yeah,
Talk about her behind her back like
God
everybody else in
probably
the church.
busted
I
down most of the
mean,
deaconesses and some of the girls in the choir and on the hospitality committee. You know, they all had a piece of the bishop.
you gotta
But
think. Like I said, Kojic was like the black Catholic version of the Catholic Church. Baby, they ran things
mhm,
like the Soviet Union over there, okay? With an
mhm,
iron sickle. They did not play the radio. So when they said this is how it's going to be, that was how it's going to be. And and I think what people don't realize is we're talking about people's religion. You're talking about people's faith. And if that is what your faith is teaching that you have to do, that is the way they're gonna
yeah,
go. They don't want to burn in the fiery depths of hell. Remember, this was Kojic. Kojic preached fire and brimstone. They preach fire and brimstone.
Move, move,
Ain't no
move,
purgatory. You
move.
close your eyes and you wake up burning in Kojic. Okay. So there Mother Mattie Moss Clark was not going to go too far past what
mhm.
her Kojic teaching was, which is
Mhm.
why they didn't tell her they were still in Stevie Wonder. Because she would have been like, nope.
Right,
Boom,
and the
boom,
fact that she didn't even know because she don't
boom,
listen,
boom,
she wasn't
boom, boom,
listening
She
back
didn't
boom,
then.
listen to
boom,
it. That's
Yeah,
that's
she
what
didn't
my
listen to it.
household.
So
We had to wait till my grandmother left the house to play, and we had to make sure we waited 5 or 10 minutes to make sure she wasn't gonna come back, and she had gotten far enough. And we had got so good about it because on the old radios you had the knob, and the
mhm.
gospel stations was always on AM, which didn't have good reception. So you had to have it at the perfect setting in order to hear it. So we had made a little marker on the radio so that we could get back to it real quick when we thought grandma was coming back. Because you dared play secular music in that household. The closest we got to secular was the Winans and some of the Hawkins family music and Andre Crouch. My grandma used to say Andre Crouch sounded like secular. I didn't think so, but definitely Walter Hawkins and Tremaine Hawkins and them. She said, "Oh, that sound like secular." Or
See,
the Winans, baby. That was the closest we got.
see, my
But
family
see me,
wasn't.
I didn't grow up like that.
My
You know,
family wasn't
we,
religious.
we didn't grow up like my family was religious. You know what I'm saying? We were Baptists growing up, but we won't like listen.
We
Me and
wasn't
my
that
brother
religious.
listening to Jay-Z, Biggie, and all them motherfuckers. Whatever fuck we want to listen to, we was able to listen to it. We didn't grow up like that. But I had a lot of friends that grew up like Teddy. They parents, ain't no way in hell. The only way they could listen to it
Only
is
way
they
we
was
knew
in
it
the
when you
house.
went to school.
Internet,
You right, Nikki. You right.
like
Or you got with your friends.
BET, MTV, shit like that. They wasn't allowed to watch shit like that. I said, damn, you can't even watch the Jamie Foxx show? No, that
Yeah,
wasn't
we.
allowed in their house. They ain't fuck around with that shit.
My
They could
Now,
only do it in the
I mean,
house.
yeah, I
my
grew up in a
family.
household where we knew Jesus and we went to church, but we weren't like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Like it was, you know what I'm saying?
Oh
We
yeah.
went to church on Sunday. We paid our tithes. We participated in different activities. My mother was on different auxiliaries, but it wasn't that deep. And even because like I said, I grew up Catholic. Now, when I went to college, my mother grew up Baptist, and she converted to Catholicism when she married my dad. She went back to the Baptist church while I was in high school. I mean, while I was in college, I knew that church because that was the family church. That was with my grandmother, my grandfather. That was like the family church. So I had grown up in that church whenever I was with my grandmother, whatever. My mom and dad are a lot more active now. Like my mom's a deaconess, my dad's is a trustee. My mama on 500 committees. Like so, they're very very active now on the Baptist side. But growing up, we didn't grow up like that. Like we just didn't.
It was hard. I'm not gonna lie. It was difficult. But if that's all you know, You know, it wasn't until you started to go, and my grandmother was she didn't let us spend the night over nobody's house. There was no such animal as spend the night over people's house because she was like, I don't know what's going on over there, and
Right. I
I
don't know
cannot
what they're doing.
be held
Right.
responsible. I know what's going on over here, and I don't like other people keeping my kids. So you ain't going nowhere. You stay in your butt here. And I can't go spend the night. No. Are they in your family? Are they related to me? Well, then no. It was so bad, and my grandmother knew things going on in the church. She
Lord,
let
not
me go
Reverend
over
Ike.
people's house, even if they was in the church. Who house? Sister, something? No, you ain't going over nobody's house. Stay your butt home. Listen, I'm gonna tell you what a Kojic child would do. You know how we got what fun was for us?
What?
Okay, so if we used to have like choir rehearsal or something like that, and like the adults would like go to the back and do something, our fun was finding a way to go and get up in the pulpit because that was like this place that nobody could ever go. That was our thing
Mhm.
for us. Oh, we gonna go stand in the pulpit.
Yeah,
We go stand in the
the
pulpit.
church is empty, ain't nobody there but the
The church is
choir.
empty, ain't nobody
You
there.
take those extra slow steps through the pulpit area
Or go in
to
the
get to
deacon
the
board
choir
office.
box.
No, we used to go in the deacon board office.
Exactly, Jonathan.
And they kept bottles of liquor in the deacon board office. And we used to take the bottles of liquor. We knew it was liquor. And we used to unscrew it. And we wouldn't drink it. We would sniff it. And we would say we was getting drunk. Because you know, if you sniff liquor, it make you go like that. So we were like, oh, we finna go get drunk. So we would unscrew the bottles of liquor and go and just sniff it. Now we probably got boogers in their liquor. But that's how we had fun. I mean, that and other things like being in the bathroom doing nasty stuff or being in the balcony doing nasty stuff when people not watching on church
I
ground.
know
But that's
one
a whole
one of
nother.
my favorite things in church was
I used to do
at,
that.
at the
That's the
end
good
of
one,
the
little baby.
Sunday service, like 3 o'clock, 3:30, something like that. The pastor used to walk around and give out dollars to the kids. And so the thing was, if you could catch him upstairs and get $1, you could run down and run downstairs and wait for him to come downstairs and then get into the line with the whole bunch of kids that was getting in line downstairs also. And because there was so many kids, he just walk around with a fucking stack like this, just giving
That's
dollars, giving
good.
dollars. And so, and of course, back then, Chinese food was only like $2.50. So, if you could get like $2 or $3 from the pastor, you could pretty much go get you a Chinese dinner and eat that between the 3 and 4:30 break or whatever, and then you'd be ready to ride out the rest of the night, or by the time services start
So you
getting
grew up coaching too?
yeah, well, yeah, 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 but it wasn't in my family. It was my who became my god family. They lived across the street from us, and it just was like, can I go to church? I used to have to beg. Can I go to church with your man? Can I go to church with your man? So it was like, all right, and but then music was my thing. So trying to get in the choirs and the Glory Stompers, which was a step team back then. But just getting into activities in the church, it was I guess they saw that as better than hanging in the street.
Nikki
Yeah.
Bain, I thought we were addressing you, sweetheart. I don't what you
What was
want us
your
to address?
question? Let me go back. Let me go
Because
back.
L Teddy did address what you were saying about the Kojic Baptist bishops and stuff.
But are we gonna act like the present leader of Kojic Church is not one of the girls? Child.
don't
Come
I
follow
don't
on,
her
know,
though.
so I can't
Me
address that. I
neither.
don't know these people.
I
child. That's
don't know
Bishop.
these people either,
Now,
honey. I'm Baptist. Y'all know
Bishop
that's been my
Blake
life for the whole
is
day. I'm Baptist. I don't know nothing about that.
Bishop
Right.
Blake
I don't
is
know
the
about the people.
pastor. Let me tell you who he is. Bishop Blake is the pastor of West Angeles Church of God in Christ. Now,
Oh, the big
let me
one?
tell you
Oh,
how iconic West Angeles Church of God in Christ is. Their original praise and worship tape that came out late 80s, early 90s, became the staple for gospel. I mean, for devotions. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you the perfect example. It wasn't until they came out with their tape that when you saying this is the day that the Lord has made, what does every church sing after that? I will enter his gates with thanksgiving in my heart. I will enter, those songs are not the same song. That was put together by West Angeles Church of God in Christ on their original devotion gospel, and that tape was so widely so that every church in America was singing it. But they have a huge choir. Anyway, Bishop Blake been on the rise in Church of God in Christ going all the way back. He is believed to be one of the girls and has been for a long time. They said he hung in West Angeles back in the 70s and 60s. They did. Now that they will tell you he was in West Angeles back in the 60s and 70s. That's what the people say. And the man, I think Bishop Blake is older than 80 because Bishop Blake, when I was a little boy, was already, I think he was number 4 or number 5. It was J.O. Patterson, G.E. Patterson, somebody else, and then Bishop Blake. And then that person after G.E. Patterson died before he got in there, and that's how Bishop Blake. No, this is true. He did die.
The legend. Because y'all know how y'all coach people is. We don't want to offend nobody. But child. But I heard of West Angeles before. I know they got a lot of stars that go to that church.
Mm-hmm. It's a big church in Los Angeles. West Angeles Church of God in Christ, huge church. A lot of black actors and actresses go to West Angeles Church of God in Christ. A lot of them. Like if you are running for anything in California from governor on down, you got to go to a church. There's even a Bishop Blake church. That's how much influence they have. So I will say that about them. And so people say he paid for that position. I'm not going to say he paid his own money, but Kojic would not be what it is on the West Coast without him. So they wanted to keep their influence out there. And so that's how he got. That's why he was so prominent up the ladder. Because they needed, his influence out there and the money that those actors and actresses bring. Money rules the world. Didn't Walter Hawkins come out of that church? I don't know.
I thought he did.
He might have you, but you got to think West Angeles Church of God, their choir and music department isn't as good as it used to be.
No, it's not.
Back in the day, in the 80s, oh man, they didn't play around. They didn't fuck off. They did not fuck off. Yeah, Bishop Blake, I'm surprised he's still alive. Like he dyed his hair and he, tried to do. That man is old. We going back to the 80s. He was already in the line to be presiding bishop. And that's 30, 40 years ago. So that young man right there.
I remember when my bishop became bishop. It was it was a big thing.
Was he the jurisdictional bishop in that part of the state?
That's where you got me. I don't know, but I remember him. I don't know.
Okay. Walter was in Oakland. Because I don't remember Walter Hawkins, whether or not he came from West Angeles. But Pastor, you say he was in Oakland. I know he was in California, but I don't remember. Now we know Walter Hawkins was one of the girls. Yes, that we know.
Child. The only thing I hated about singing, especially in the choir, was all of the damn robes, baby. And we had them big Baptist bulky ass robes, them hot ass shits with overlays at that.
Yeah, I said overlays, but we only wore those on first Sundays. The other Sundays we had these things called schmucks, which is like the half robe that looked like the altar boy robes.
Oh, we called them surpluses.
Though we had the schmucks and we used to wear them on the other Sundays, but first Sunday we didn't play around.
That's what I used to live for.
All the our choirs had their own little set of robes. Them shits used to burn me up, baby. And don't unbutton the top. Baby, the choir director gets so heated with you for doing that shit. I'm like, bitch, I'm hot. How these hot ass shits on? I was so glad when they started letting us.
She went to West Angeles and was in the choir. Come through. come through.
Yeah.
Nikki Blaine, she
I
said
got
her
a couple of
father
T-subs
sang
that's
his Love Alive choir.
yeah,
Huh?
I got a couple of T-subs that sang in Hezekiah Walker's church choir. A couple of them. It's a couple of them that sang in the girl watching me. It's a couple of them that sang in the Mississippi Mass choir. I said, child, and y'all up here watching me. I hope I don't sing y'all to hell, honey.
Listen. Well, you know, to get on the front row in the tenor section in the Love Fellowship Crusade Choir where Hezekiah, you know what you got to do to make it to that front row, the tenor section. Now,
I used to.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because most of the T-subs that follow me are men. And they do be in the front row of the choir, but that ain't none of my business. That ain't none of my
I
business.
used to talk to
You
somebody
know,
years ago who was
I don't know, Joyce. I don't know the
who
answer.
was he said he was in Hezekiah's
what was Joyce's question?
choir,
Oh,
but
did
he
BB beat his wife? That's going to be in the Winans biopic. Now, you know this song, It's Okay, by BB and CC was written because of the situation that he was having with his wife at that time. You know, they used to say BB was one of the girls. I don't know
I
that,
think he still is. I think
uh,
he said I heard that all my life.
but the song "It's Okay" was written because of the situation that BB was having with his wife at that time. There was allegedly he did beat the wife and all of that good stuff, but I don't know. Allegedly, they also said the wife found him with a man, but that's all of these things are alleged. I don't know. I don't know the stories, the inner stories of the Winans like that to be able to confirm, deny, or say child it happened. So I don't know, but these are, things that you would hear rumblings of from back in the day. Hey, child. But but what I want to hear is I do want to hear the Winans story. I do want to hear that because
I do too.
I want to hear about the four brothers because the way they used to sing, Jesus God, listen.
What you mean? What Joyce? What I said?
And
You said what?
I also want to hear about the BB and CC split up. They claim that
Help me out.
baby they split up. Child.
You make me sick.
Well, we ain't gonna get there right now because the next
But
could to get soft up.
Catch me out. People used to say that about Carvin because Carvin used to sing all the high notes. But I don't think that about Carvin. Remember, Carvin is the girl on Greenleaf, Deborah Winans. That's her dad. That's her dad.
BB
Carvin
always
Winans is her
BB
father.
always looked high to me.
And
She did.
He
She did.
always looked high off of weed.
I wouldn't be surprised. She did. I wouldn't be surprised though.
Like
I
them
wouldn't be
eyes
surprised.
damn near hardly open sometimes.
who?
BB.
BB?
Yeah, he used to look high.
Maybe. He might have been.
Just
Damn well is one of
the
the
way he
girls maybe
sung, he
because
just had
my
that.
father was in the
Well,
doctor.
y'all know the new tea that's out and about around here is the people from down in McClurkin Church keep questioning him about why he not married yet. His excuse is he still hasn't found the white woman to make his wife. Now
Yeah,
the
the
T
white
cells want to be
woman or the right to woman.
And he like
the
65
right
or
woman.
greater.
He don't want no woman. He like dick, and he just need to say that. Like you, 67 years old, you've been with 4 women at this point, and then none of them ain't it because that ain't what you like. That ain't what you want. Like let's just be honest here, Miss McKirkland. We already know what you want. You just go ahead and tell the truth. You old at this point. What they gonna do to you? You solidified. Just tell the truth.
Back in the
Abby, you
day, they
wrong.
used to
Abby, you
back,
wrong. Abby, you wrong.
back in the day they used to call it a confirmed bachelor.
Right.
Child,
Confirm that.
confirm getting backdoor booty busted
He's
on
just
because
a
he gets
confirmed
busted down.
bachelor.
That's what he does. And he just needs to be honest and say that. Stop sitting here trying to goop us into thinking something that we don't believe. Miss McKirkland. Now,
He don't have to say it. He don't have to say it. It ain't nobody's
He don't, because
business.
we already know. We
But
already know. God still
but
hasn't
to
brought
them
me the
nosy
woman I'm
motherfuckers,
supposed to be with.
how dare you
Child.
impose your views on me to say I have to be married?
I,
Like
I
it ain't your
I don't
motherfucking
think Fred Hammond
business.
is gay. I don't think Fred Hammond is gay
I
by
don't
any
think Fred
I
Hammond
don't
is
think
gay.
Fred Hammond is gay either.
I
I
never
don't
heard
think Fred.
anything even.
I've never heard that.
He got a big
now.
ass forehead.
Yeah,
Ooh,
Sister Donna McClurkin, she's like Sister Bobby, because you know Sister Bobby Jones, honey.
right.
That's what
We
the
all
cat
know
meow
that
just
about him.
said. Mhm.
Child.
That's why I just feel like just be honest. Be honest with yourself and be honest
Or
with the
like
people. What
Sister,
they do?
like Sister Rakisha, or both of them.
I'm a little upset I wasn't caught up in the
Dillard and
sex
Smallwood.
trafficking, the Kojic sex trafficking.
Huh?
Hmm?
I'm a little
What
mad
you
that I,
talking about?
I'm a little
Ricky
mad that
Dillard,
I wasn't
Richard
passed
Smallwood.
around.
You know what, Ty? Don't do that.
Yeah,
That's
he just need to be
terrible.
honest. Like he be killing me doing all these interviews. Well, God just hasn't brought me the right woman for me yet, child. Donnie, girl.
Whoever is asking him those questions are just get asking for shits and giggles,
I
because
know it. That's the same
everybody
thing.
just fucking know. Everybody just fucking know. And at this point, it's like, what much do you have to offer somebody at
But
70?
I mean, Jonathan,
At
you know,
70,
Woo,
you gonna
Jonathan.
try to get with somebody?
Jonathan, you know Richard Smallwood. We've always known that's old school, honey. That's old
Right.
school fish right there, honey. Richard Smallwood, child.
You think Ricky Dillard fine?
Ricky Dillard not cute to me at all. He's
I
not cute.
mean,
He's not ugly, but he ain't all that to
yeah,
me.
he's not ugly, but you know, I don't. Nah, you can have it. I'm sure he'll want you. Just hit him up on Instagram. He'll probably
Yeah,
follow
I'm
you
just
back.
listen.
I used to
Ricky
look
Dillard,
at
wow.
Smokey. I used to think Smokey Norfolk was cute, but it's not no more.
I ain't seen Smokey or heard Smokey Norfolk in a long ass time. What you got going on?
I need you now, Lord. I
What
need
Smokey got
you
going on, honey? Because
now.
that was my song back in the day. I ain't heard from him since.
I've seen Smokey when we have, and Jonathan could probably tell you too, when we have Claves, they be having the gospel concerts and Smokey be there singing. And Marvin be there singing, but don't nobody see it for Smokey no more like that.
What about Jonathan Nelson?
He could sing.
Yeah, Jonathan Nelson can't sing.
But it's this other reality show that if you want to call it that, that's on YouTube that I keep telling E about that he never wanted to watch. But they come up New York. No, it's wait.
The circle.
Is this a circle? The circle. And they had this guy on there, Jermaine Sellers. He was on Sunday's Best a few years back. I don't know if he won or if he placed high, finished high. But
They ain't had too many male winners. I mean, who?
Yeah, was he
Joshua?
the one that cussed out? Was he the one that cussed out Kim Darrell for being disrespectful? Him and Miss McKirkland. Is that who you talking about?
I don't know. I don't know.
They ain't had too many
I know his name was Jermaine Sellers, I
male
believe.
winners.
And he was on. So he was on the show, talking to one of his homeboys, and he was telling him how he was basically, he was like he just got tired of being a Kojic hoe. He was like they was shipping him out to different churches and stuff like that, and he was like pastors just wanted to sleep with him. And he was talking about how it was like rampant, and talking about how like alluding to like, I don't want to say sex trafficking, but like pastors holding harems of niggas, and doing all kind like trading and having parties and secret type shit. And I'm like, oh, why wasn't I
Ty,
caught
don't
up in?
say that.
Oh Lord, I want to be in that number.
Uh-uh.
When them
Child,
saints go
Ty,
walking through that
Ty,
old Kojic
Ty,
sex
let me tell you
party.
something. The
Yeah.
sex party that they have during International Holy Convocation, baby, baby.
Ooh,
You can
We'll
have
talk,
it, honey. No, I'm all right. I'm
we'll
listening
talk about
with
it.
you, child.
they lay hands to speaking in
I
tongues.
let
And,
I'll
somebody
call you.
else
We'll
be
talk
with
about
you, and
it.
then they can just give me the visual. But as far as me doing the brother, I'm all right.
no,
I ain't never comfortable having sex with a whole bunch of pastors. I ain't saying that.
but yeah, but that
But
I've always heard stories and stuff like that surrounding every church and stuff like that. But when I was in church, I had never. It was one dude who tried to do something with me,
And you
and
love
and so but and then I went years later as a older adult, and I saw that he done moved up to where he's up in the pulpit now. I don't even know what position he has, but he definitely moved up. But it was sort of fascinating to hear because I had never really witnessed it, so it was fascinating
listen,
to
y'all are
hear
out here
him
laying
talk
out
about.
Pinky. Leave the good reverend.
Yeah, they trying to out the girls tonight.
Yes.
right,
Man
let
alone.
John P. Key do what he
Hey,
do.
whoever got a high falsetto is suspect tonight.
Right. And then y'all talk about Kurt Franklin. The only thing I ever heard about Kurt Franklin was like he like beating his little meat to porn. That's the only thing I ever heard about Kurt Franklin.
Listen, Kirk Franklin is old. Real old. I mean, he's even older than really be. And he is.
Oh,
He
oh,
is.
the
He is.
the
Kirk
shade of it
Right,
all.
but here's the fun. But you know what? But the gag is, Ty, he
You
is
gotta,
only 2 years younger than me.
how?
And every time he starts
How? That
talking about
doesn't
I'm
even make
old,
sense. In what, dog years? That doesn't even
oh,
make sense. You
he,
and Ty are the same age. No, I think Ty is with Ebby. I think Ty is with Ebby.
I decided to
I mean, I
postpone
am
my
older
birthday
than
this
you,
year.
but
Given everything, I decided to postpone my birthday this year, so I'm gonna remain the same age until 2021.
I know
But
that's
your
right.
birthday
I ain't mad at
is
you.
like
Everything else being postponed.
but I think it should be over by your birthday, sir.
But y'all can still send gifts. I'll still accept gifts this birthday. But no, I mean I'm in July. But
Right.
even if it's stop, even if they give the like you could go out but message in June, it's still gonna be creepy in July.
Well, I'm still
It's
holding on hope that I can still go on my birthday trip. I ain't canceled nothing yet.
I keep debating over this trip. My friend want to go to Jamaica, and he talking about naked parties and naked beaches and nothing but black men, and I'm just like, I would
When
love to
we go, we'll
go.
talk about that time. We'll talk about it. You remember the last time we went on a beach trip? Ooh.
Ain't nobody got no time for y'all. Ain't nobody got no time for y'all. See what I'm saying?
No. We'll say
And
that for
What is
the
this
said
beach?
after
What
show.
what is this
it was
beach
a
trip
new
you speak
beach,
of?
and
Paris,
you
we'll
was
say this
fully
for the
dressed.
after show. After show.
Okay.
He was fully dressed, fully dressed.
Yeah, I bet he was.
We'll say
He
that for the
was,
after
he
show.
was. It was sad.
Mm.
He was fully dressed.
I'd have been fully dressed too. I ain't going to the new beach for all them hoes to see my goody goodies, honey.
Why
Nah,
not?
Then why go to the
wrong
new beach?
something.
Right? Why go?
A mess.
Like,
A mess.
I'm gonna put glitter on my hump, and I'm gonna pump it.
Jennifer, you say they coming back to Memphis? Memphis can't hold them. Why would they go back to Memphis? Memphis is not large enough to hold them. Hell, St. Louis ain't really. Memphis? That's not smart. That is not smart.
You just
Mm.
don't wanna know.
Or who am I? Anyway, y'all, we've been on 2+ hours and we have entertained the masses.
Because I
Really
was
be,
great. I'm ready to get off anyway.
really be, you got classes to do tomorrow.
No, it's still technically spring break, Easter Monday. But I am going to meet with my AP kids tomorrow. Though we do have a meeting set up.
Yeah,
So we
because
got to go over. We gotta go over
the
some
show.
stuff.
Well, as soon as
I
I
know we
put,
didn't. I know we didn't address all in each and every questions in each and every rumor, and these are some things we got to leave to the imagination, or maybe we'll address at another time. Um, really, be is your insecure up yet?
It is. It should be done processing now.
Okay. I know really B has like insecure. She probably has Real Housewives up.
Yeah,
I
my
know
Real
she.
Housewives and my Insecure are both up. Yep, yep,
I
yep.
know Terrence giving you the real tea. He has his review for the come up is up. He has like 89 videos he put up today. What other videos you put up today, Terrence?
Clark sisters.
The Clark sisters and Housewives of Atlanta.
And the
Housewives of
Housewives.
Atlanta. Okay.
I got some videos up. Yeah. Did I do my Clark sisters today or yesterday?
Today.
It was today. Okay. My come up is up as well as my insecure is up. Ty's penis is probably up, but that's on not on screen, so that's good.
And I don't need to know anything about Ty's
So
penis.
the porn that you're showing on your television right now, we can see through the mirror. Okay.
no, I'm looking at funeral clips of Maddie Malls.
And then I don't know if y'all noticed or not, and we could talk about this later on in the week. Hulu on Wednesday is dropping their Shirley Chisholm biopic. So I think that'll be a good one to watch.
I don't have Hulu, but I saw that and I
I
was
can give my password. I give you my password.
appreciate it. Thank you, my love. But I was real interested because I love Shirley Chisholm's story. So
Yeah. So
we
I
could-
definitely I'm gonna be checking that out.
yeah.
Because you can because how many devices can you have for Hulu?
Don't make me lie.
Up to 4.
Okay, because I think I only
Up to
have
4.
one. Yeah, I'm only using so you should be able to I know I don't have it on 4 devices, so
And if you can't, he can always use mine because I got the shit. Mine ain't got no commercials in that. So
I got the no commercials too. Yeah.
I love Hulu. Yes, bitch is late as hell. What's T? Girl, you gotta
You
have to
know we
watch it
work
when
at night. Booth ain't work at night.
you have to watch it when it comes up. What?
Is what coming on FX? The Shirley Chisholm biopic? As far as I know, it's only coming on Hulu. Now, if it's coming somewhere else, I don't know.
They got to give me a good Shirley Chisholm and give me a good Barbara Jordan, and don't cut me no corners. I need to hear about her lesbian ways and stuff like that. Anyway, and with that, we're gonna be out. We'll have more church talk on another Sunday as well. Sometimes, to have a good old church talk. Sometimes it's good. Most of us were born and raised in the church. And that's what we do. And we'll be here. I'm off tomorrow, conveniently, surprisingly. So I might go out tomorrow. Stuff like that. I got a couple of reviews. Drew Paul will be out at some point and stuff like that. Until next time, y'all. That's all we got. We're going to be all right. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all for coming. I love y'all. I love all y'all. I want to say this before I leave. I always say I love y'all. I love all y'all. Thank you to all my mods who were in the room. Thank you to everybody who came through. If you're a YouTuber, if you're not a YouTuber, if you're breathing, I love y'all. I love all y'all. Thank y'all for being active in the chat. If you don't shut up.
At the end of the sermon with somebody.
That's exactly what it sounds like.
Get out of here, y'all. Out of here. Oh.